Welcome back. I'm Phiona Mbowa here at Touch of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries, where we talk about anything and everything to do with marriage. Please reach out to us and let us see how we can make our marriages better. With me this evening is Linda Atwuine, and we're talking about being good listeners, being attentive, and also being available. And that brought us to the scripture of James 1:19, which says, "My dear brothers and sisters, everyone should be quick to speak. Should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." Those are two. Okay, I want us to look at those two things. Quick to listen and slow to speak. And I think it comes to what we are talking about.
Yes.
When someone is, if you're quick to, am I interchanging them? Quick to listen. So the Bible also is telling us to be very good listeners and slow to speak, and also slow to anger. You're welcome again, Linda. So before we went for the break, we're talking about these things that we do that you think you're hearing someone, yet in actual sense, you're actually hearing them, you're not listening to them. So this thing about attention, how do we practically be attentive?
We can practically be attentive. It's not a hard thing. We just have to be intentional. You have to purpose to do something. The way you wake up and go to work, like I have a program of this and this and this. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and end my day. We can purpose to be, actually, to have a quiet spirit. You can't listen when you have a lot of things in you are talking.
Like you can't even hear a whistle behind it.
Someone annoyed you last night, you're paying attention to that. Yet they have forgotten last night, they're actually moving forward. And everything that is moving is bypassing you because you're concentrating on yesterday. So your mind is so noisy, even when you're in a quiet place. Like I can say something. That's why you have a scenario. Phiona, are you here? Because I can talk and you actually hearing me.
I am far.
Exactly. So we need to pay more attention to the people that we are in our marriages with, because really you can't be in a relationship with someone you can't hear or communicate with perfectly.
So, and that brings me to the part of availability. Many of us think, I'm with you. Like, what more do you want? I am here.
You are there.
I am here. What more do you want?
But you can be there, like one of the pictures in my house. It is always there. And when I sit, I see it. There is a flower there near the TV. It is always there. But does it help me?
So meaning even just being there like that
just
does
being
not.
there doesn't help. You need someone to be there and understand, like, what is my wife going through? Or if she hasn't told me what she's going through, can I maybe ask, understand more? How is your work going these days? If you haven't asked lately, you can maybe, how is the other workmate of yours? Somehow you share life. Because if you don't share life, how will you move together? Like, I can give an example of some lady was complaining, my husband is not available for me. And this man is defending himself. We move together to work. We come back from work together.
Same car.
Same car. We are literally doing everything together. Or maybe we are even working together. And the lady is saying, I don't see you.
Yet we're in the same car together.
Yes. So this man is saying, I don't have another woman, I don't have another family. It is you. But I'm not saying you.
Now what do we do? I am here. Poor man is available. So what more does he have to do?
Do you know you can be there and shedding a tear and you don't notice? Yeah, so much. You can be there and I am going through pain and you don't notice.
Yet I'm
Or
actually
even,
there.
yes. Or I might tell you, but Phiona, I'm feeling headache. And what you've done is you've just heard that I'm feeling headache, and that's all. So when I tell you I'm feeling headache, we've reached home. You have not bothered maybe to stop by a pharmacy to buy me medicine.
Or to ask you again, is it any better?
Again.
That I struggle with.
You see? So is that person actually there?
No.
So I would
They're
rather...
there, but they're not seeing.
Because I will have a child at home and I'm saying, I have headache. Mommy, can I give you water? You will prefer that child.
Then they will still come and ask, Mommy, is the head still hurting?
Is the head still hurting?
So now that is someone who is available and
Sorry,
attentive.
Mommy. But if I say headache and
you don't even ask again how it is or if it's still there.
Exactly. Next time, I might not even mention that I'm feeling headache. I'll just keep quiet and burst inside.
Because even when I told you, nothing was.
You didn't do anything. So paying attention and listening is more, we put in some energy. It is more of intentional. Yeah, it's work. It's not passive. Actually, I think sometimes we can be lazy towards listening. It is like, yes, I've heard. Naye okimanyi bananga omusajja yangambye leero tugende tukole kino naye neerabidde. You weren't listening.
Though you heard what he said.
You heard what he said, but you didn't.
So how can we intentionally create time when we can actually do that?
I think we create time for the things that really matter to us. If your marriage matters to you, you'll create time for it. But if you intend to
just a little.
Yeah, you can. You know, we are dealing with a society which people are living a life of pleasing the outside world. So we are listening to the outside world. Out of the house, out of the marriage, so what does the world want from our marriages? A beautiful house. So we are making that beautiful house. We are listening to them. We are putting on those nice clothes. We are giving birth to the children. That is what the world is expecting.
But do you actually ever pause and say, do you want to be in the house or you don't mind it?
Exactly. So if they say, Phiona, if they take your kids away, will your marriage stand? Most of us, you might find we don't have marriages because our marriages are running because of the children.
Communicating, the children need food, they need fees, they need what?
That is all we are sharing. Yet that
but we're in the same house, same bed.
Yet we have personal challenges, personal breakthroughs, personal accomplishments. You can't share about that. You're talking about the children, the maid, the house we are building here, maybe the business. That is all we are sharing. No, we want the world to know that we are fine, yet we are actually not fine.
It's a perfect picture.
The picture. But inside the picture, we are rotting.
So we've given more attention to the outside, and we've forgotten what actually matters. Oh dear. That is very sad.
Very true.
So what do we do? I know my viewers can relate. I think they're saying, oh, that is me, that is us. So what do we do to make this better?
I think marriage is dynamic. What works for your marriage might not work for me, might not work for so and so. But the main, should we call it the divider, the denominator, whatever, the center of it all is, there is no way you're going to give attention to someone that you have not purposed to give it to. You have to purpose. You have to purpose because there is always a wave that will come to distract you. You have a family, you have children, you have work. Even if you don't have work, sometimes you're sick, you know. So as I told you, my husband can easily tell you, you have become my sister.
And in actual sense, you've actually become a sister.
I have become a sister because sometimes we've gone to work, we've come back very late, we are all tired. We haven't quarreled, we are doing life together. We are actually happy, but I'm his sister. And we are not having a sad marriage. So if you're not able to pay attention to that and maybe draw back and say one or let's create time. And again, if he makes such a statement, why not call him back and say, no, why
How
don't
have I
we
become your sister?
or maybe this is causing you to become your sister. So it is a two-way thing. You can't only pay attention as a person, we both have to pay attention. If he's saying I've become his sister, maybe I need to know why. And he also needs to know why I'm behaving in such a way.
I'm just imagining so many unsaid conversations, as you were saying, as when I'm like, actually someone says something in passing and you leave it there and you move on.
Exactly.
But what did they mean by that?
And they are the most said words and never
Silence.
mentioned.
Silence is one that holds the biggest.
Yes.
You know, some people will say me, I've tried, I can talk, but the man does not hear me. So I stopped talking. And I know such people. Like I used to talk and talk, but now I don't talk anymore. And you ask why, it's like, I don't feel like this person is actually hearing me.
There is also a situation of you're talking in a wrong way. You might not be rude, but the way you're communicating, this person doesn't understand. Like me, I like, if you've offended me, I'll call you and say, my husband, this is not good. Oh, I don't like this. Even if I'm going to maybe react badly, I want to do it in private. But for him, if you call him in private, that alone has switched him off. Yes. So he won't even listen. So by force, you have to learn to communicate passively. Like, oh, we joke about it. But if you call him, so-called J, he has switched off.
Or you send that message of we need to talk.
So I used to do that so much. And I would think I'm communicating, yet I'm actually not communicating because he doesn't like it. So you talk, and the person is,
you get on by it.
Even next time you talk about the same thing, even next time, I will pass when you're doing something that is not receptive. So you feel drained. How about you find out what exactly works for my husband or my wife?
So in this thing, as you've said, it's the dynamic. We need to understand our spouses. How best does Phiona listen? Is it when she's with her children? Is it when she's alone? How best does she listen?
Because literally some things you might not be able to change them about a spouse. Because me, when I was growing up, I felt like calling someone aside is more
a private, nice way to handle.
Yes. Oh, I am even respecting you. I am giving our marriage priority. I want that time where we shall sit and talk about
an evaluation.
Mr. will tell you there's an interview Gala. So it is either you tell him when it has happened, maybe just and it ends there. And indeed you will see him change. He hears those ones, but make a meeting,
board meeting.
and make it worse and involve a friend.
Oh dear.
So people are different.
Yet
there is someone you will involve, a friend,
and you'll be very receptive.
Yes. So we need to understand the partners we are dealing
but
with.
Linda, as you talk about that, it's just amazing. How come we can make time for friends, we make time for family, but somehow we find it hard to make time for our spouse?
It's not hard to make time for our spouses, but again, we are getting into these marriages with people who are not our friends. I think he needs to be your friend before he becomes a husband. He needs to be your friend before he becomes a sister. Luckily enough, we actually dated for a shorter time than the time we were friends. We were friends before. So he knows when I'm hyper, because we had that friendship, and I used to behave like me. Not the pretentious part of I want to become a wife to this man.
So I have to give him my best version.
Yes. So for us, Bambi, the way we met and dated was funny. If we are having an argument, we shall turn the tables down and argue and even sit down in peace. So that is me. One time he told me, you start advocating for women. Because we can argue, but we are arguing
in good faith.
Yeah, in good faith. He understands that part of me, and I also understand who he is.
And I'm going to pause there for a minute. Why is it that we have two people in one? The Phiona who is with her friends, and the Phiona who is with her husband. Usually they are two different people. And the one who is with her friends is usually happier. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah, it is.
But for me, I've seen many girls, they are so happy. It's like, hey, my husband doesn't know this side of me. Why is it like that?
It comes from our foundations. That, like I told you, maybe when you were dating, you were purposing to be
a wife.
A
so
wife.
You were calm.
You were very calm. Yet you have the unruly part of you, which he will also like, but you
fear to bring it.
You fear to bring it out because he even doesn't know it. Like we do a business together with my husband, so and some other partners. So we have a customer in particular who comes and she's hyper, she's very happy, she's very jolly. You see her and hear her from the entrance. She's buying bread. Hello guys, what? That is her. But she will put you aside.
She's the joy of the party.
Exactly. But she will put you aside and say, please, when my husband comes,
don't start shouting me.
Don't start shouting. That he doesn't know that part of me.
Oh dear.
And indeed, the time the husband came, this lady comes in as if she completely doesn't know any of us. So hello, buy bread and get out. But this is someone who on a daily basis will come and even first stand at the counter and make noise and you jazz for even 10 minutes.
Wouldn't your husband love to see that side of you?
Definitely. I think we are pretending so much in our marriages.
But we should pretend with friends. I thought your husband or wife should be that one person who knows every part of you. Like, with them you're completely free.
We've also built a picture of marriage which is not right.
Like good wives shouldn't be noisy.
Yes, shouldn't be noisy.
Then some of us are bad wives.
I have a friend to my husband who is also actually my friend. He's a lawyer. So we normally go out with the wife, his wife, me and my husband. So there is a time he made a statement and we laughed so loudly.
Like it's not normal. Like it's for village women.
You're laughing like housewives. Like how do housewives laugh?
What is the difference?
Munanga leave us to be free. But what I'm trying to mean is we have been free to that point. But you'll find, how do you laugh like that in front of your husband? But
this is what I'm failing to understand. He's my husband, right? I should actually be freest with him.
Exactly, because he knows you. Sometimes I'm asking people, how on earth you have undressed
for this person?
The whole of you. You have even slept. Like this person can even strangle you, can serves you food on a daily basis, can do anything. And you can't trust this person with maybe how you're happy, your joy, or even with your monies. But you're trusting him with your life.
I also fail to understand.
So I think we are somehow there. Tuzanyawo kafiri makale fictional.
But you see now that also brings in a problem with listening, because the way you're communicating with me is not the way you're communicating with other people. Whereas for me, I will try to listen to your quietness, yet your heart is dancing like it wants to.
Exactly.
So we actually also, us as communicators, we're doing a bad job.
this issue is a two-way thing. The communicator has a problem. The receiver of the communication has a problem.
So we just two problems there.
We have two problems there. It is sometimes the person communicating is doing it right, but the one receiving is not paying attention. Or the one receiving is paying attention, and the one communicating is doing the wrong communication.
Because you see women who are the life of the party, but around the husband, yes. I'm like, okay.
Yet you did that before. If you were not pretending, you must have done it before, and he knows that side of you.
And he maybe have fallen in love with that side of you.
Exactly. And what is killing our marriages is those hidden things that we don't know. People reach at the point of divorcing, and you're asking them, and they can't tell you why they're divorcing. But it is those small things that they feel they can't bear. Like, I told you my hair, you didn't. I told you, naye banango nomusajja taliiwo simulaba.
Ate ng'otambula naye buli lunaku.
Otambula naye, he buys the food at home, he pays the fees for the children. But as a human being, we have a need. By the time God says, I'm giving you a companion, he knows there is that part that can only be felt by that companion. So whether you like it or not, that void a friend might not feel, a mother will not feel, or even a sibling. So it will remain empty.
So it has to be filled by just that one person.
Exactly. At the end of the day, you find someone breaking a marriage of 30 years.
And they actually have no reason to feel.
Yes, they have no reason, but it's because they are feeling empty.
I think there's something asked earlier, and I think I don't know if it was answered fully. Okay, but let me ask it again. Is there an example of a time when just listening has actually helped you in your marriage or solve a conflict?
Yeah, there's been a time. There is a time when we had just gotten married. we used to have very funny disagreements. I think maybe because of different lifestyles.
Like any newlyweds, you're bound to have those things.
So there is a time my husband is an engineer, so he normally travels. So there is that particular time I felt so unlistened to that I had to get out of the house and even make a call, like, man, if nothing changes. So I make that ugly call and even switch off the phone. So he calls back. But Hazard, I'm going to, if you don't like this marriage, just go. So I reply and I'm telling him, you know where you picked me from. So come back and take me back home. So it became...
It actually escalated.
We kept on exchanging. But the fact that we keep talking jokingly. So finally, before the conversation ended, he told me, but my wife, I come from such and such a place. Okay, I come from a deep village there in Yargot. And you were raised in Kampala. Can you let me go slow?
Can you understand the difference?
You know, can you understand me? Because they are small things that are making us fight. So it spoke a whole lot of volume for me. And I had to calm down. And I said, okay, I think I've been missing a point. Indeed, we've been brought up differently. Maybe the way he's understanding this is not the way I'm understanding it. So he needs to explain what he's understanding, and I also explain what I'm understanding.
And you find a middle ground.
We find a middle ground. And that has, I don't know, I think since then, our arguments have been different.
But realize that in another couple that could have gone completely wrong.
Yes. Because maybe if your intention is not right, but if your intention is right, there is no way you wouldn't understand such a communication.
No, like even reaching that part, if you tell me come and take me back, I'd come and take you back and we end the story.
Yes, that is very, it would have reached there.
Yes.
If he didn't get out of his box to communicate, you know what, this is taking another direction. So please come down and understand the root. I actually had to sit down and understand the root of the problem. And I'm like, okay, I'm understanding this, he's understanding the other. I think this is supposed to move like this.
He thinks it should move like
there is a couple I met, and the lady is so English, and the man is Muganda. This woman boils milk in a percolate, and serves the husband. And she can't see anything wrong with it. That's how we do it. Yes. Even when the siblings have come to visit, can you imagine my husband says this is not tea? You people. And they are arguing about that simple thing. But it's because they have been raised up differently.
And they're failing to communicate their differences.
The man knows chai bamfumba kusepichi, they never take a majani.
And it says there like for an hour.
Surely Yaraba, it is not ready.
But is it ready?
It is definitely not ready. But for the woman,
it works.
It is ready for her. It is ready because she has been taking it.
And she has not died.
Exactly. Chikola. So if we fail to come to an understanding, or sometimes we need to reduce our pride. If what you think is working is not what he thinks is working, do you mind maybe
breaking down for him
for the sake of love? You know, even Christ didn't love dying for us, but that is the essence of it. If you can't break for the person you love, then you have a problem. Sometimes it's
interesting.
Yeah.
We're just coming to a close of this, and I just want you to tell our viewers, what would be your concluding remarks?
My concluding remarks is marriage is beautiful and it is diverse, and what you like is what you make. If you want your marriage to be nice, it will definitely be nice, but it has to be, it takes two to tango. So if you learn something, go communicate to your husband that, you know what, this is working for Fiona's marriage, why can't it work for us? Yeah, it is a journey and we keep learning every day. What I knew at 1 year in marriage is not what I know now. I think we are better than how we used to be. Yes.
Definitely.
I don't remember the last time we had an argument, because we've learned to understand. Now I know he doesn't go this limit, he doesn't go this. If he doesn't like eating the other, he likes food this way. It goes even beyond that.
Yeah.
So you give attention to what you love. The attention you're giving to a friend, a child. Actually, marriage is nurtured. It starts from a month, a year. The way you handle a 1 month old baby is different. Yeah, it's definitely different. So it will grow, and you will. Yeah, that is marriage.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Linda, and thank you very much for your time. And for our viewers, I hope you picked something. And as she was concluding, I just thought about how many marriages have actually broken because we did not listen or pay attention to what our spouses were communicating. So before your marriage gets to that, pay attention, be attentive, give your marriage time. And as you said, marriage is nurtured. It takes work to make a marriage work. So do the work. Listen, take away the phone, pay attention to that spouse of yours, and you'll be amazed at how beautiful marriage can be. I'm Phiona Mbowa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries.